that when you did, you're done. That's it.
That's a good point.
But there's two journeys going on here. One you can bear witness to, and the other one you just don't have no clue of what's going on or what's beyond after death. Have no clue. Verily, Allah knows the appointed time for all things to pass and to die. Look at this.
So the divine creator has everything already. All we got to do is understand who is the divine creator.
Yep.
And once we understand who is, then we live by our own good works, by ourselves knowing the divine creator. Because the divine creator is both. It didn't say one, it's both the way of life and the journey of death.
Yeah.
See, death has a journey, just as life has a journey.
Yeah.
And so if you've been on your way to the third heaven on this side of earth, this is what's going to happen on your journey to third heaven.
Yeah.
It's going to be a journey to third heaven. Will you be awake?
Oh, yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Can you imagine? When you stop and think for a moment, that someone is teaching that when you go to the grave, it's all over. This is what preachers are preaching. So they don't really know what the hell is really going on. They just read but no deep comprehension nor understanding of that what they read. He said, appointed time for all y'all, animals, people, you name it.
You name it, anything in the
He said
universe
he already knows
that has been created.
Can you say that? No, you can't. Then you ought to bow down to the one who can.
And that's why the understanding is needed.
That's right.
Because as you mentioned earlier, people are preaching false scriptures.
Yeah.
And so false scripture leads to false God. So now you have a whole collection. And as the earlier lessons of the meetings was stated, the goal is our target.
Right.
And the target is to remove ourselves, our own selves from the prison of lies. These prisons of lies have been constructed by way of beliefs.
Yeah.
And you choosing these beliefs over your own belief.
Yeah.
And especially provided, supported testimony and evidence.
Yeah.
All things.
All things.
So things is a form.
That's right.
So anything that has a beginning in time has an end in time.
Yep.
So this is the lower self going back down to earth.
Yeah.
But if one self doesn't identify properly to who self is from,
right,
then you stay away from what you was from.
Yeah, that's right.
And you go to what's on your mind. See, and on our mind supposed to be the works of the good Lord.
That's right.
Bearing witness, rejoicing, and praising his great works. Look at all this great works. You just open your eyes and see.
Yeah, just look at and behold it.
Step outside and see the magnificence.
Yeah, the trees, the wind blowing, Like the trees waving at you.
Yes. This is called existence.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a creator of this existence, just like it was a creator who created you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's who we learning about. Our divine creator who created us.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Number 9. Yet the paradox of existence is even for Allah. The limit upon direct intervention in the death or dying of a creature unless through meditation and mind.
Now that is a powerful surah.
Mm-hmm.
That surah right there.
Intervention in the death. See?
We have heard these words.
Mm-hmm.
Direct intervention or divine intervention.
Yeah.
This, as it states at the very beginning of number 9, is the paradox of existence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where it gets very interesting. Because existence is one thing, right? We in existence. Mm-hmm. We see, hear, and feel existence.
Mm-hmm.
But paradox is another thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the Circle 7 enlightened us on, where it says, man. Who is man? Mm-hmm. What is man? Mm-hmm. Man is truth and falsehood strangely mixed.
Mm-hmm.
That strangely mixed is this paradox.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the battle that you feel within that most of us push outward. Mm-hmm. But the battle is, once again, within.
Yeah.
The fight is not upon another.
Right.
You don't fight another being. You fight yourself. Mm-hmm. And these are the paradox of life. Because after you do let's say, an unrighteous action, the paradox of it, you don't feel good afterward.
That's right.
Now, why you feel good at one moment,
and then another moment,
and then another moment, it wasn't the same. I shouldn't. Uh-huh. I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, see, we ain't understanding. It's not just an act.
Yeah.
It's also a thought. Mm-hmm. One had to think of this thought in order for this action to occur.
Right on.
So now, when the thought occurs from the action, now the action creates a memory. Mm-hmm. And that memory now is impressed, and now they can repeat that as a thought experience. Mm-hmm. And from this is where we have the paradox. And so I'm going to read the etymon of paradox so we can get clear.
Yeah. As
the statement is already clear, but just give more insight.
The paradox of existence.
Yes, the paradox of existence.
All right.
A paradox is first a statement. A statement. A statement is a mental state. So a statement is a mental state that is contrary to common belief or expectation. Statement seemingly absurd, yet really true. This is the catch. It seems crazy, but it's really true. Mm-hmm. Like, say for instance, you attain an everlasting life.
Yeah.
I know that might seem crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's really true.
Right on.
You can attain it while living.
Right on. It's about like being perfect. When Jesus said, be ye therefore perfect, as my Father which is in heaven is perfect. Mm-hmm. Well, people have a problem with that. They say you can't do that. I ain't perfect. How many times you done heard that?
Mm-hmm. Matthew 5 and
That
48.
devil will say that, and yet, because it's evil thoughts, when you're not being told what you can be. But yet, that evil thought will have you saying and doing things like that. That's that truth and falsehood strained mixed there. And if one overrides the other, then this what's going to take place.
This is what's going to take place.
And we supposed to be grounded in truth and not let falsehood overtake us nor override us.
This is the
In
battle
our
within.
daily life.
Mm-hmm. In your
This is
whole
the
time
battle
span.
within. The good guy,
Within.
the bad guy. The devil, the God.
Mm-hmm. That's the whole scenario down here. Can you attain everlasting life?
Yes, I can, and won't have it no other way, because the gift that's been given,
It's been
I'm
given.
forever grateful.
All we got to do is unlock it.
Yes, sir. I told that church house full when I was to my brother's funeral. I told him that right there.
Yes, you
Told
did.
him the gift already been given to you. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up.
Mm-hmm. So is the Creator everlasting?
If not, why not?
So this is the bridge to everlasting life.
That's right.
So if one wants everlasting life, they must want the divine creator.
Right on.
He must want the divine creator.
Yeah.
You know, on earth you can have a want.
Yeah, that's right. Certain things you want and certain things you don't want.
Yes, you have a certain want.
Yeah.
So that want,
Mm-hmm.
if it can raise out of the lower self
Mm-hmm.
through purity of the body,
Yeah.
then the higher self, then man can be his higher self.
Yeah.
This is the whole battle of understanding
Yeah.
the two within.
That's right. That's that real Armageddon. That's the wall right there. That's the true wall right there.
Yes, all beings
Mm-hmm.
but the Creator
Mm-hmm.
have two selves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna repeat that. All beings but the Creator have two selves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is why all down here are being,
Yeah.
and whatever they being, they are doing.
That's right.
So we have to understand why good works is the most important.
Mm-hmm.
This is your own portion
Yeah.
that no one can take away from you.
Mm-hmm.
No one can steal from you. The deed is done.
That's right. Right on.
So now we got a better understanding of the paradox of existence, meaning you can exist and you can exist not.
That's right.
So everlasting life is existing.
Mm-hmm.
If you coming and going,
Yeah.
meaning if you absent and present,
Yeah.
that's the other side of the paradox.
Right on. Mm-hmm.
So we have to understand, it says even for Allah,
Mm-hmm.
the limit,
Mm-hmm.
a limit is a boundary, enclosed.
Mm-hmm.
So Allah, as the paradox of existence, Allah says the limit upon direct intervention
In death
in only two places.
or dying.
In the death,
Mm-hmm.
meaning the completed
Yeah.
dying,
Yeah.
or dying
Yeah.
and then still living.
Yeah.
Now, these two, the paradox is given where it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Through meditation
Mm-hmm.
and mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is how Allah can come.
Yeah.
This is how you go to Allah.
Mm-hmm.
This is how both meet in the heart.
Yeah.
Through meditation and mind, this is how we understand the paradox of existence.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation is a different from mind.
Yep.
And mind is different from meditation.
That's correct.
I encourage each self to explore themselves to see these two features. These are paramount into the way of life and to the way of death. Because as we wrote and read, as it is written in heaven, so is written in the Sufiyam. So the mind never dies. That's a jewel.
Yeah. Let's go. Right on. Right on. And to know and not to know, you can see that being exist throughout the world. When you see someone who knows what they're talking about, and then you meet people who don't know what they're talking about. That's a way of life and a way of existence. We know many things that are wrongfully, but we don't know the truth that are rightfully. Just look at the participation in all the things that are so wrongfully that the majority of people accept and do and practice on a daily basis. And I ain't worried about knowing anything else. Some of them has become content. Content and content. 10 said, all things, all, not some, in the universe died.
Yeah, go.
Let's stop a moment and start thinking about that right there. Can you see or think of anything that has died that you can look around and see? Animals, fish, trees, plants, flowers, all died. People died. The 11, be in the world like a traveler or like a passer on, and reckon yourself as of the dead. A traveler, a journey.
You see,
People always going somewhere. Go ahead.
I'm glad that we came to this surah. We hear in secret societies the word traveler. Yeah. Or I'm a traveling man.
The traveling man.
So this is where that comes from.
Yeah.
This pre-existed in an institution that was created in the 13th century, 16th century, 17th century. What we have on the screen and what we're reading out loud is older and pre-existing these institutions and connected to divine law.
Yeah.
And so divine law created all things in the universe. And since all things in the universe is not divine law itself, but was created from divine law, then by nature, its nature is to die.
Yeah.
Because it's not the creator.
That's right.
So all things is a very paramount here to describing the actuality of understanding the two selves.
Yeah.
When we have to understand when we are in the universe. So as we are in the universe, then we can participate in dying. So with us being in a form, we now have to understand that there is one wisdom and two understandings. See, are you the thing that dies? Are you the flesh? In other words, the lower flesh.
Yeah.
And 11 is bringing us into how to remove ourselves from that actuality
Right.
into a greater potentiality. And this greater potentiality you can partake in if you understand how to partake.
Right on.
So it says, be in the world like a traveler. Now, anyone that's a traveler, they move. They move a lot.
Yeah. From place to place.
From place to place. So anyone who moves a lot can begin to understand that things that move begins and ends. And so anything that begins and ends is concerned with time.
Yeah.
The spirit man, the one that go upward,
Yeah.
is not concerned with time, space,
That's right.
and place,
Yeah.
or any position.
That's right.
So this is like the creator. The creator is not in a position of a place in time and space where we can point and say that individual is the creator. That would never happen. Just like you cannot have a dream without a dreamer. So it's the same understanding, but it's a higher, it's the third heaven.
Yeah.
So we leave in the land of flesh and going to the land of fleshless things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is where meditation comes, where we can dwell upon a thought, which is a fleshless thing. And we can use this to go to the infinite.
Yeah.
We have to learn how to turn our thoughts to infinite awareness, infinite gnosis. And this is the key right here. This is why it's telling us, this is 11, it's telling us the gnosis. Like a passer on and reckon yourself as of the dead. Now that's a key one right there. That is a concept right there. If you can understand the concept, you can be the concept. And so, meaning when that time comes, you won't experience it.
That's right.
So in biblical terms, if you heard of the second death,
Yeah.
some it say will not experience the second death. Some will not experience the first death. So these are the ones that understand the wisdom of the third heaven,
That's right.
of the spirit man.
Right on.
This is the highest self that is not have nothing to do with anything of the lower realms or earthly things,
Right on.
or even natural things that are concerned with nature. This is beautiful.
Right on. 12. Sleep is the brother of death.
That's another key.
Sleep is the brother of death. You remember hearing the old Lazarus story that people read about and talk about.
Yeah, that's another key.
It said Larry is dead. And if Jesus, if you would have came a little earlier, you could have saved it.
Yeah. And then there was a script in there that said he's asleep.
He's asleep.
They said this is very key right here, because as we get to the few next lines, it's gonna open up with why sleep is so important.
Yeah, right on.
Because it's a lesson.
That's what's going on here.
To live is to learn. So sleep is part of you living.
Yeah.
So that means you supposed to learn.
Yeah.
And this is something that we overlook in our daily experience because of the motion of awareness in the earthly realm.
Right on.
But see, sleep is no longer in the earthly realm. This is why it's so very key. When you sleep, you are no longer in the earthly realm. Say I'm not.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah, where are you? Where do you go when you lie down at night and close those eyes?
This is why it's so important to understand. Because you don't even know who you are, let alone the things you have when you sleep. So sleep is the brother.
Brother!
Now this is very close.
Boy, that's deep there too, boy. Sleep is your brother?
Brother of death.
Yeah.
We know that means it's real close.
Yep.
That means they're kin, they're siblings. So when one has a will, is sleep the opposite of will? See, this is where man has no will whatsoever. It's not until that will come back from the Creator.
Yeah, the awakening.
Because it's only one will. And that will, somehow, it brings in a whole breath of life.
Yes, indeed.
And it gives us the ability to now awaken. So we must understand this lesson that awakeness can go away.
Yeah.
And if you don't treat it as a gratitude and a blessing for it to stay with you, then akin to sleep, meaning we not engaged. So brother of death, that means it's not death, but it's a close sibling to death.
Yeah.
So as we continue.
Right on. Death is a bridge that unites friend with friend.
Now we move forward.
Can you think of or have you ever crossed a bridge in your lifetime? And you do you know the purpose of the bridge?
That's a key right there.
Do you know the purpose of the bridge?
We're taking a slow step.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We're taking a slow step into understanding the concept of death.
Yeah. And it said unite friend with friend. Said, whoa, wait a minute now, hold on.
So now,
how could this be?
As it takes us from sleep into death, let's research what's happening. When you sleep, you have the opportunity to wake back up in the earthly realm.
Yeah.
Now, sleep is the brother of death. Now, when we move to death, this is you no longer able to connect to the earthly realm in a physical body.
Right on.
So sleep and death is not the same, but they are brothers.
They are brothers.
Siblings. One, you still have the ability to come to both sides.
Yeah.
One, now you on one side.
One side and can't come back cross.
And can't come back cross. Now you see why people wear cross. See, they don't understand the concept. The cross is not a symbol to wear or to worship or to pray to. It's a concept to understand that you're going to have to come to the crossroad.
Hey! Crossroad.
See, and this is what we're saying now. With the correct understanding, death becomes a bridge that united friend with friend.
Yeah.
As we read in the earlier Sufar.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Sufar being divine wisdom.
Yeah.
It says that the friend of Allah is knowledge.
Right on.
So one who has carried knowledge through sleep and held it all the way through death now begins friend with friend. Remember, the one who has true faith, knowledge is the true faith of Allah.
Yeah.
So now you having that true faith, making knowledge a true friend. Now you having knowledge makes you a friend. He ain't gonna say, I know you not.
Yeah.
You have knowledge, meaning you know. So I know you, meaning you are my friend. And the friend that you've been keeping or wanting on this side. Speaking on the divine creator. Being the friend that you wanted. That you're going to be united with your friend. This is the joy where you should see your creator.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to the understanding. Sleep and death is how we get there. As they old saying, how you want to get to heaven, but you're afraid that.
Right.
That
and on this bridge, see, people don't realize it. See, truth is a bridge that bring you cross to Allah. And this is why we must know the truth. Jesus told you, ye shall know the truth, not speculate or think you know it. We talking about certainty.
Let's go back to our Ecclesiastes.
Because you need to know what's going on and know what you're doing like you know your name. It's been given to you.
That's why we opened up with Ecclesiastes. It said, who knoweth
Who know it?
the spirit of man that goeth up.
What?
It didn't say who knoweth the spirit of the beast that go down.
That's right.
See, so it's only one knowledge, and that one knowledge is all knowledge. And this all knowledge is omniscient. And being omniscient is everlasting. And Allah, who is the divine creator, is everlasting. Knowledge is one's true friend.
14. The grave and we know when one dies, somebody start what? Digging a grave. Is that a fact or not? The grave is the first stage of the journey into eternity.
That's so beautiful. Ain't that so comforting?
Did you hear that?
That should be comforting to all who hear. And communities abroad.
Yeah.
To families abroad.
Yeah.
To individuals abroad.
Yeah.
To all in the boundless love should know the divine law. And the divine law is the grave is the first stage.
Right on.
Of the journey into eternity.
Can you think of any of your loved ones who have already gone when you hear that the grave is the first stage of the journey into eternity? What do you think when you think of your loved one that has already gone to the grave? This is why you must get it right. Right and exact. And absolute. This is why you must receive and pursue the whole truth. As the judge can ask for it. 15 said, the faithful do not die.
Uh-oh. That's what?
This is what we're talking about, knowing the truth here.
This is divine law.
The faithful do not die, for they become translated from the perishable world to the world of eternal existence. There you go.
In Allah.
There you go, my friend.
Allah Rakbar.
The faithful do not die. Question to internet land. Are you faithful? Have you been faithful? And do you live a faithful life? This is what we was talking about earlier when my son read in the Ecclesiastes. The spirit man, the spirit going up, and one going down. The faithful do not die. That's that eternity that we was talking about. That's that eternity that one must seek. While
one must know.
Yeah. While knowing and living in this existence.
And it's a how. And we must know how. Because this is a certainty right here. And for those who can attain this certainty, it's included. So it tells you earlier in number 10 that all things in the universe die. And this is what I was speaking about, the two understandings.
Yeah.
See, things die. And that thing is the lower self.
Yep.
The lower self passes away. See, and the faithful must know this understanding of this one wisdom. That time never was when man was not. If life of man at any time began, a time will come when it will end. So you pre-existed before coming to existence. If this is a knowing, then you shall attain the knowledge. The knowledge of you pre-existing before you was given, as I continue to read, the thoughts of Allah cannot be circumscribed. You cannot enclose the thoughts of Allah. You cannot limit the thoughts of Allah. You cannot stop Allah from thinking. These things cannot be attained. This is dealing with things beyond the finite. The thoughts of Allah cannot be circumscribed. No finite mind can comprehend things infinite. All finite things are subject unto change. The bodies, the beings, the souls of men are finite things. These things in the universe die. The body and the souls of men and women are finite things. And they will change. From the finite point of view, the time will come when they will be no more. But man himself is not the body nor the soul. He is a spirit and a part of Allah. Creative fate gave to man, to spirit man, that he might function on the plane of soul. Gave him a body of the flesh. And these are the two understandings that we must understand. That man is not the body nor the soul. For these things are of the lower self, and these things pass away. These are teachings and wisdoms from Jesus. And as we understand a little bit more of the lower self, which is capable of passing away, but the higher self is incapable of passing away. So what would you choose to have your faith in? So it says, if you would ask me what to study, I will say yourselves. And when you well have studied them, and then would ask me what to study next, I would reply, yourselves. Now this is the key to the wisdom. These two understandings right here, broken down in plain. He who knows well his lower self knows the illusions of the world, knows of the things that pass away. And he who knows his higher self know Allah. He who knows his higher self knows Allah. Knows well the things that cannot pass away.
Ain't that beautiful?
That is so beautiful.
I mean, that's beautiful.
I'm happy to have those wisdoms and teachings and
Boy,
to place them on the record.
Bro, that Noble Drew Ali knew. He knew. He knew.
It was all to save our black community.
In that time, man, the time was so devastating and critical.
I can imagine. Because these teachers, the teachings that Prophet Noble Drew Ali released was so divine that he was assassinated.
Yeah.
Because of the black community was being helped where no opposite of his kind
That's right.
wanted that to happen.
That's right.
They did not want us to know divine law
That's
and
right.
divine instructions
Right on.
that was given to us as our divine knowledge.
That's right.
And this is another great point to bring.
Yeah.
Because these are the hidden secrets of the universe. See, because the universe, all things in the universe die.
That's right.
So these are the secrets of the universe. Here come one. Without a self, a spirit man never knows his strength. And thought must be developed by the exercise of strength. And so this cardinal self soon became a foe that man must fight. And so this cardinal self, this flesh nature, soon became a self that man must fight. See, this fleshly nature that we picked up by being birthed into a perishable realm.
Yep.
This is a fleshly nature that the spirit man must fight. So the fight is not against others outside of you, yourself. The fight is with yourself. This is what the fleshly nature is, the lower flesh. This is what the spirit man must fight, that he might be the strength, the will of Allah made manifest. Listen here. Let every living thing stand still and hear. Secrets of the universe.
Yeah.
Number 2. Man, spirit man, is the Lord of all the plane. All the plane of manifest. Anything manifested, the spirit man is the Lord of all the plane of manifest, including protoplasm, including mineral, crystals, including plants, including beasts. And here come the third secret. But the spirit man gave up his birthright just to gratify his lower fleshly self.
Yes, indeed.
So this is the lower self that has caused all the problems in one's life.
That's right.
Because we keep wanting to gratify the lower self, which is a part of the illusion which passes away. So we have to spend time getting to know our spirit man.
Yeah.
So we can begin to be the victor. Because the hardest victory is over self.
Yeah.
This fleshly nature. This is the hardest victory to overcome. This is why this is the journey into eternity.
Yeah.
The body is not eternal.
Nope.
So the body is giving you the journey into the higher self, which is eternal, that which will not pass away.
Nor die.
And that's what it said. Man cannot die. This is the faithful.
Yeah.
Man cannot die. The spirit man is one with Allah. And man is a thought of Allah.
How about that? Can't get no sweeter than that. 16. Remember often the destroyer and the cutter off of delight, which is death. When the buyer of anyone passes by, thee, whether Khazar, Nietzscheans, Christians, or Muslims, rise to thy feet. "18. Do not speak ill of the dead. 19. Wish not for death any of you." And you know people do that. They wish death upon me. I hope the nigga die. All this kind of crazy.
Yeah, we done heard some crazy speakings.
Yeah. Neither do the doers of good works, for peradventure he may increase them by an increase of life. 21. Nor the offender, for perhaps he may obtain the forgiveness of Allah by repentance. 22. It is not how you die, but how you live, by which Allah shall judge you. See that?
Beautiful. There you go. Right there in divine eyesight.
Did you live and walk upright? This is what's going to determine. Did you let a liar deceive you while you was on earth? and you went to the grave with the lie. See, this is where we got to be extremely cautious and careful. And don't believe no race of people who believe in slavery. Don't even believe in them.
Allah is
Nor
against
keep them.
all slavery, against any debt, any obligation, and fear. So anyone pushing beliefs of those ideas as a set of collection of beliefs to believe in, those are not your beliefs. Though you can choose to believe those, and Allah will grant you what you wish. So be careful what you wish for. This is a grand understanding as the fleshly nature. Because if we are working on the spirit man, then one of these two understandings is driving the flesh. And so as it said, let the spirit direct the flesh. Don't let the lower self direct the flesh. Because this is death itself.
23, wish not, nor supplicate for death before its time comes. 24, a man or woman perfectly able who wishes for death is an ingrate who has no respect for Allah and the gift given unto them.
Gifts. We was given gifts.
Give.
But we ain't using our gifts. We becoming victims from not using our gift. And the gift is the right, the immutable right of free will. And this is not to say what has not been said. It's to say that if we don't respect what was given to us, and we keep wanting for something that was not given to you, your enemy will never give you what Allah have given you as the greatest gift. But if you don't know your creator, you don't know the gifts from the creator.
Right on.
So this is why you have to have knowledge. And if not knowledge, then you're going to have the knowledge of the lower self. The flesh is going to take over. And once the flesh take over, the spirit man does not exist. The spirit man can only exist by way of knowledge and using the wisdom of the spirit man. Look, this is beautiful.
And
perfectly able.
Said that Allah and the gift given unto them. They done forgotten all about that beautiful and eternal gift that was given. They caught up on the gift that comes around about the 25th of December. And everybody want to go out now and shop and buy and give gifts. And now they just focus on one time out of a year, the gift giving day, which is the 25th of December. Ain't that a shame? This is where we done strayed off from the straight path into the left field. We don't know what the precious gifts are. 25 says a good death. A good death is a blessing to a Muslim, which can only come through a respectful and honorable life, not how they die.
Once again, the way of life.
See, a good death is a blessing to a Muslim, which can only come through a respectful and honorable life.
Yes. So not what we have been accustomed to of religious people living under these names, but not fulfilling an honorable and virtuous life.
Yeah.
This is what we are speaking on. It's a way of life. The way you living is a way of life. And if we don't have the correct way of life, then we got the incorrect way. And with the incorrect way comes many complications.
Yeah.
But with the correct way, no complications. Because nothing is absolute.
26. A person who causes the death of women and children is a criminal and can never be considered a martyr. And as I pause for the cause and just take a look around, I'm seeing the death of women and children and men are being slaughtered like there's no tomorrow. Criminals that bite other criminals and say they stand with the criminal. Call no name, have to bear no blame. Some of them got it just that bad. They don't mind being a criminal. 27, no one is dead as long as they are remembered. Still alive in your memory, in your thought. You just can't reach out and touch their presence.
Which is a physical form.
There you go.
As it's reading. If we can understand the concept that is being given to us, you have a gift given to you by your divine creator. And this is the gift of remembrance. It tells you that no one is dead. So this is understanding of what was brought out earlier about the thoughts of Allah are infinite and cannot be circumscribed. It says all thoughts of Allah are infinite, and guess what? You are a thought of Allah. And so you have the two understandings that within your whole being, you have two cells. And you have to understand, one is the lower self. It brings you all types of harm. Everything that harms comes from your lower self. What the higher self is, the lower self is not. So all the goodness in your life, from anyone, from yourself, all come from the higher self. Anything that does not bring you harm, but keeps you in harmony.
Right on.
So when we talking about relationships should be in harmony.
Right on.
The male should not be bringing harm to the female,
Right on.
and the female should not be bringing harm to the male.
Right on.
The male is the female,
Right on.
and the female is the male. They must understand each other by understanding the two understandings and make the two understandings one wisdom. And it's the wisdom of the higher self. The spirit man in her and the spirit man in you. This is how we understand the spirit man is the Lord. This is where you cannot die. As a thought, you are a thought from your divine creator. You not a flesh from your divine creator. You are a thought. So similar to how you use thoughts and you remember thoughts, The same way Allah remembers you. You are here by way of thought. So this is why we have to understand the higher self and the lower self. These are the two understandings.
Last verse, 28th verse. Death is the ultimate truth. What you say? For it separates from us all that we possesses, leaving all that we are. Just pause for the cause and think on that a little bit. And no matter how you become a millionaire, a billionaire, or a trillionaire, death separates you from all that you have. Now think about this right here. What if you possess all the goods of the world and didn't have no truth about you or anything pertaining to the truth? And all you had was all the things that you possessed. And you were the biggest hellcat and devil it was. Oh, we got some hellcats.
Hey, it's some hellcats. And this is why you don't want to be one. You want to be an angel on earth, not a devil on earth. So the angel and the demon. See, this is why you hear stupid concepts such as demon time. Demon time is a understanding, is a concept geared to your lower self. It's an idea for you to follow so you can be led to death without knowledge. So to be on demon time is not to be on angel time. Just like daytime is not nighttime. So we have to understand these two understandings. Just as you see night and day, inside of your being, you have night and day. Your night is when your emotions take over you. Thoughts are overwhelming. Beliefs you don't discover. Investigate. Hormones growing. When you have your hormones growing, this is another form of the lower self. Reaching advanced stages of puberty is forms of the lower self. It's giving you the ability to now have the understanding that you are more than what you was born as. As a child, you had a child body. But as you grow from a child, you lose the child body. So life is teaching you that you are not the body, because your body changes. You are the spirit man. Not the flesh man. So these are the tools to help with the lower self. When it comes to the lower self, you're going to need to use the tools in the workshop of the mind. These tools in the workshop of the mind will help you build thought. And thought is where you build character. Who you are. So when we're reading about death is the ultimate truth. that all your belongings will be taken away, all that you possess, name, form, identity, and all consciousness of the earthly realm. You will separate from, because that's not what you are. You are not an earthly being. You are a divine being, an immortal spirit man. And this is how we understand, by understanding the ultimate truth. As I go to, it says that KJV, who knows the truth, we're going to bring that one in. Who knows the truth. Let's go to the Bible. Who knows the truth, so you will know the truth for yourself. See, you use the internet to gain the knowledge of the spirit man. See, John 8:32 says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Make you free.
So know meaning you should know. To know the truth. The truth is the ultimate. And the ultimate truth is death. This is what you shall know. In order to separate from death, you must respect death. As you respect life. So understanding life and death are intertwined. Death is in life.
Right on.
And there's life in death. So understanding which one is life is the journey of yourself. The journey of yourself is to become more self-aware through self-knowledge and self-restraint, and to honor God through all your good works and your virtue. Let's bring in virtue so our viewers can see.
Virtue.
See, virtue
They don't practice that to stay in town now.
is moral life and conduct.
Look at that.
A particular moral excellence.
Ooh-wee. Beautiful.
This is an intelligence.
Moral excellence.
Yes, moral excellence is an emotional intelligence.
Perfecting.
Virtue is a force, strength, vigor, moral strength, qualities. And virtue, most important, are abilities. Do you have the ability
Ooh, look at him. To practice.
to practice good works, to build your spirit, to build your perfected man?
Yes, indeed.
Since we heard of the word Jesus, let's bring that into clear conspection, because this is what the resurrection was about. Teach them. You must teach your sons and set their souls on fire.
Beautiful.
With love and holy zeal.
Ooh, ain't that beautiful?
And make them aware of their mission to the sons of men. Teach them. And these are the divine instructions I'm reading from.
Right on.
Teach them that Allah, that all law and man are one. But that through cardinal thoughts in words and deeds. Man tore himself away from love and hated himself. Teach that the holy breath will make them one again, restoring harmony and peace. That nothing ain't gonna make you one but love. That Allah so loved the world that he clothed his son in flesh that man may comprehend. The only savior of the world is love. And Jesus came to manifest that love to all. Now, love cannot manifest until you yourself prepare its way. And nothing can prepare the way but you yourself being pure. Purity is how you prepare the way to death. This is grand. That death is the ultimate truth.
It is.
This is called knowledge of the lower self. When you have knowledge of the lower self, this is called self-gnosis. Self-gnosis is the understanding that man builds himself. Right, so we're going to move on.
We're on Super 15.
Yes, and that was the word, if you heard the word mummy.
Yeah.
Like mummified.
Yeah, mummified.
This is where that word come from.
Yeah.
Al-Mumit.
Yeah.
Al-Mumita. Me.
Yeah.
So we have to understand death is a part of the process of life.
Yes, it is.
And you can die young. You can die unborn. You can die old. But all things that come in the universe must die. But as you found out, the secret key, now that you are put on game, that the higher self do not die.
That's right.
The higher self is the faithful that shall be translated from the perishable world to the world of the eternal existences, everlasting life. So as we move to Super 15, it's only right if we go to from death
To life.
to life. From death to life. Now this is a sacred name of the Creator. Life. Al-High. Or hey. Hey y'all. You know, like Outkast, what they say, hey y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, is that.
That's what they're saying.
This is divine. Coming from that Georgia pine.
Yes, indeed.
Oh yes, let's get into Super 15. 1. Oh, you who believe. Remember, who believe. Are you the one who believe? Or are you the one who believe not? This is the key. Because ain't no use for the higher self if you don't believe in the higher self. If you don't believe in yourself, then you believe in others. You believe in Steph Curry. You believe in Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
You believe in Lamar Jackson. You believe. You believe and you believe. But do you believe in all your beliefs in yourself? In your higher self? So let's get to it. Let's see. Let it be said, Al-Hayah, the breath of life. Al-Hayah. The life, that word was our ancient ancestors' way before English, and we was colonized by the colonizer with the language of English. So we call life Al-Hayah. Or as you see the children say, hey. Hey means the life, the living, in all creatures. Before we got to make sure. In the KJV, they say the breath of life was breathed into his nostrils. Here it comes, Genesis 2:7, just so we have a reference for anybody a part of that thought. So we make it clear, understandable. Truth is truth. And no two truths contradict each other. So Genesis 2:7, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. So I wanted us to see that the breath was blown into the nostrils, the breath of life. And so that sacred word of the breath of life is the breath of Allah-Hayah. This is where your breath that you breathe comes from. That breath is not yours. That breath belongs to the divine creator who is Allah. All creatures, all beings. This is what brings beings to life. As it said, the soul was dead. Just like the soul when you sleep. But it's not until the breath of life comes and awaken you or give you life where you start living. So the breath is why you have the motion. Life is what gave you the motion. And life is existence itself as the creator. This is deep knowledge. 3 in the 14th name of Allah. The one, the absolute, the almighty. This is why you have to know your higher self. Your higher self is the almighty. Your higher self is Allah. Your higher self is the absolute. Your higher self is the one. Now let's get into some good game. Number 4, upon the existence of all animals and creatures which roam independently. You ever seen an animal? And have you ever seen that animal moving?
All over the place.
And it's moving independently. and is moving independently just like you.
Yeah.
The reason for that is the breath of life. The root al hayah. Hayah.
Yeah.
Now, 5, to those forms which remain stationary, such as plants and trees. Have you seen a plant or tree? Do they roam independently? They still
Stationary.
they still are alive.
Yep.
That means they have the breath of life. 6, to other forms of simple or simpler life. Asexual plants and flowers, algae, simpler life form, monocell, unicell. We're talking simple biology, simple sciences of life, the cell. 7, all life is the manifestation of all law. So there's nothing that we see, hear, or feel that did not come from Allah. Anything that manifests in existence came from Allah. All life. Did we catching it? All life. Anything breathing. Anything that has a form that accepts the air, the oxygen. So all life receives oxygen. Number 8, O you who believe. This is for you who believe. When one respects their own life, not what we say, not Draymond Green life, not James Harden life, not Patrick Mahomes life, not anybody life but your own. When you respect your own life, you respect Allah. All Allah. Your life. Not Jesus' life. Not the prophet's life. Not anyone that has came and gone. But respect your own life. Because they lived their life.
That's right.
They lived their own life. It came and went. Now it's your turn. Now you have your own life. If you respect your own life, you respect the divine creator. But check this. Number 9, when one disrespects life, any part of life, you cannot possibly love the creator of life.
Warmongers.
Drop them bombs. They can't drop. That's what the
warmongers.
Yes,
That's
warlords.
Think about it.
Yes. Warlord.
Biden and Putin and Netanyahu, boy, they don't have no respect for life.
They disrespecting life.
They'll kill you to look at you.
They disrespecting life. And what it says for anybody who disrespect life, they cannot possibly love the creator
They can't.
of life. So whoever listening to a fool is a fool. Whoever listening to hate is a hater. A lover and a hater don't sleep together.
Right on. And it's amazing how a leader, a so-called president, or whatever title he possesses, that he can command others to go out in the field and kill for him. This is the kind of wickedness that's going on. Because he said, I'm the president and I order you to kill. And you got to go kill. This is what leaders, evil leaders, are doing to the foot soldiers. Huh?
And the leaders are never giving their followers this divine instructions and divine wisdom. That's the only way it's working.
That's right.
Because he's not giving them the divine instructions and the divine law. Anybody who's not giving you divine instructions and divine law wants to control you and have power over your dominion. This is a biologically male disorder. All males suffer from mental dominance. They either dominated by another man mentally, or physically, they bow down to another man.
Right on.
Mentally.
That's right.
So this is a disrespect to your own life. This is what has to be known by divine law. The truth is out. If you choose not to let it in, that's on you. A lover of life is going to respect of life. A warlord or anyone with a foolish title is that. And 10 say, do not be fooled by those mad men. That's the warlords.
That's the warlord.
It say don't. Hey, hold up. It say don't be fooled. Don't let them get you riled all up.
Do not be fooled. Do not join the military.
Right. Don't join no secret society. Don't join no secret institution. Don't join no secret orders. The truth is out, divine in plain sight. Is no more need to join anything that takes oaths and blindfolds and walks across anything that is not of divinity and matching with love.
Yes, indeed.
To separate is not to join.
Right on.
So when we talking about love, love unites. So it tells us don't be fooled by the fool.
Madmen.
The madmen, crazy men who call themselves gods. False gods. Don't be fooled by those false gods that spit upon the face of travelers. Didn't the false god spit on Jesus? Who was a traveler? Who was a Sufyan? Then now we know that these are fools. Showing they don't have no respect for the higher self. So 11 tells us, those filthy and unwashed wretches who cry out against life as a curse. These are the fools. That's how the governors think. They think life as a curse. This is why in their book they say black folks are cursed. So how can you have a loving creator and then a loving creator curse? That's not a creator of love. So creator and God is not the same in their book. They love gods, but they don't love the creator. They love gods. Money, cars, airplanes, spaceships, technology, phones. They love God.
They love all that.
Posters, songs, music. They love gods. Musical idols, entertainers. They love gods. But they don't love the creator. Don't become as them. Be yourself in this life, and you will be all right. It says 12, who chastises those that clean themselves and take care in grooming their hair with modesty. our beautiful sisters, looking like angels on the earth, groomed hair, beautiful, kept with modesty, swinging and dangling, natural and natural. Oh, divine love. 13. Some believe these preachers. There go some of these preachers. Some believe these preachers to be prophets. To be prophets on account of their constant speech. Constantly speaking. And forewarning of great plagues against the people. That sounds like a curse, right? Why are these people speaking as life is a curse? The Creator created life as life, and life as a gift. And a gift is not and can never be a curse that come from the divine.
Right on.
So people speaking about plagues and destruction don't understand the higher self. Beware lower self preachers and lower self teachers. Number 14. Yet, verily, the lower self, they are fools. See, all lower selves speakings is nothing but fools. Foolish fools. Who prey upon the ignorant, the one lacking knowledge. And those fearful, full of fear, because they didn't know the ultimate truth.
Yeah. I would like to say something here. When I look at verse 14, it said that, yet verily they are fools who prey upon the ignorant and the fearful. They set out the foolish fools and the criminals. They set out to keep us ignorant and fearful. They set out, they wouldn't allow you to read nor write. Do you know anybody done that to you? And they keep you all shook up by the Ku Klux Klan. And if they ain't on the move, it's Capitol Hill on the move. They always want to keep you ignorant to yourself and fearful of them. Fearful of their big ship, fearful of their big guns, fearful of their nuclear bombs. They got all kind of killing devices. And they want to keep you ignorant and fearful of all of their power. But they're not the greatest power.
They're the most foolish power.
They're the most foolish power.
Divine law.
And will get you to join them. And this is what I'm paying close and strictly attention, because remember I told y'all, I ain't going to join no Department of Justice, no police force, and I ain't going to join no military force, none of the branches. I don't want to be part of no murderers. And that's what are you doing when you join that. And any of y'all out there that done been there, done that, I hope you praying up a storm for all the people you done murdered. And hope murder. You might have not pulled that trigger, but you hope him to get the way he got, where he can pull the trigger. If you didn't do it for him. Allah loves life. He don't destroy it. Only a murderer wants to kill. That's all he loves doing is killing.
I'm glad you brought that so I can bring that to a test station.
All right, let's do it.
Anybody who does that falls under this classification.
All right.
Whose favors must be brought with costly sacrifice of fruits and of the lives of birds and animals and humankind. Those who sacrifice humans, animals, and the fruits. And yet these gods possess no ears to hear, no eyes to see, no heart to sympathize, no power to save. All that was just spoken. That's what these are.
Yep.
These people have no power to save. The lower self has no power to save. The lower self has no ears to hear. The lower self has no heart to sympathize. The lower self has no power to save. Evil is a myth. Mithra, evil is a myth. These gods are made of air, clothed with shadows of a thought. Darkness. The brothers of darkness. This is the only devil. Ain't studying anyone. The only devil from which men, talking about plural, must be redeemed is self. Self is the devil. The lower self. So anything that is of the devil is the lower self. Anything that is foolish is of the lower self. Anything that harms life is of the lower self. The lower self is the devil. If man must find his devil, he must look within. If you want to find the devil, you must look within. These are the two understandings. All beings have two selves. So if you want to find your devil, if you want to find the devil, you must look within. His name is self, not life. His name is self, not life. So 15, life be no curse. You living life, you having life. It don't matter if you ain't got no money. Life ain't about no money. You wasn't made from money.
Right.
You were made from life.
You'd rather have life or money.
Life be no curse. Hey, money be. Life be no curse.
Yeah, that's what curse is, the money.
People that worship money destroy people's lives over money.
That's right.
Life brings life. Death brings death. And the law brings life. It tells us under divine law, which is Sufi law, says life be no curse. Sufa 15, Musi Surah 15. Let life be no curse, but a blessed gift from Allah. Allah. This is a gift that we all experiencing called life. We are experiencing ourselves and we are experiencing our own lives. And with your own life, you have the immutable right of free will. This is why you need divine instructions, so you'll know how to live your free will. So in closing of my Sufa of 15, last one is 16. Thus, no one may take the life. No one may take the life of another unjustly without dishonoring all law.
Look at that.
Look what they have done.
Look at that. Just look what's going on today.
To take another's life unjustly. So what right is they given to hurt others?
Yeah.
To take the life of others.
Yeah.
What right are they given?
Yeah. See, this is why I said we got to be careful following these evil leaders in this country. What they call up there on Capitol Hill, like congressmen and Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense. They are murderers because they are the one will start the trouble, kill people in another foreign land, and leave this land and go over there and murder. And come back and wipe their hand like it was all right. And they say, well, they was a traitor. And they was harming the people. This is the story you always hear, that they go over and rescue the peoples over there when we catching all the hell you can get. See, this a mind game they playing with us, man.
That's what it
We
been
don't
the
need
whole
to be
time.
partakers with them. They evildoers.
And that's why they never gave you the divine law.
Yeah.
So you'll be subject.
To them.
And since you don't know divine law, you will remain subject to them. It's not until you use divine law and you take back what the gift the Creator gave you. Why you surrendering your life and your choice of life to a lower self food.
Yeah. And want to go join them in all they doing. You want to be a politician. When you see what politicians do, they kill, they steal, they lie, they rob, you name it, they claim it. All of them. Not one. Because you got to be like them if you go join with them. You got to have the same old ugly ways. And they have no respect for the divine Creator, because they tell you, we don't want no prayer in school, we don't want no truth in school, all we want.
That's it.
Ain't no truth in school.
Ain't none. They ain't getting this truth right here.
I said, ain't no truth in school.
None but fools in school.
That's it.
That's it. That's why they know they're not learning anything.
Yeah, because everybody going to school want to be a politician, or want to be a judge, want to be a lawyer, want to be a police officer. What they do, they know what police officers do, and you want to join that and be that?
Most of our people, that's what I mean by they created a system that have beliefs in it, and now you limited in that system to the beliefs that system.
You show limited.
So all the names that you said, that's what they provided for you as an option.
Yeah.
Now they have entertainment, athlete, and so on to now provide more of lower self entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the whole point of them taking over. By taking over, not using divine law, giving people man's law. God's law, they would say. See, and these are the things that has not been told and spoken to the masses. Each individual has the right to know divine law.
That's right.
They was born with it.
That's right.
Now, no one was born wise. This is something attained
Yeah.
by living a certain way.
Yeah.
And that wise speaks from the highest plane. So that's talking about the higher self. Just as the sky don't bow down to earth, the higher self don't bow down to the lower self.
Right on. Right
Only
on.
devils bow down to devils.
That's right. That's right. And we, as people in this country, we love taking the life of another, and that's all going on. A young lady just was shot by a man in the face just a couple of days ago. This is what's going on in this world. It's just sad to see that going on when it can be so beautiful. But when you start out wrong, you're going to end up wrong. When you start out making another human being a slave, that's starting out wrong. And let me remind everybody that all the forefathers, leaders, they built statues of them and they had slaves, they cheated on their wives. All them that got all these statues around over here in the USA, and had the audacity to build a statue of them. And they were stone blood murderers and killers. I ain't got to call no name. Y'all know who all that they built statues of. It says you don't take the life of another. Where life come from? Won't you ask yourself that question?
Unjustly,
Where did it come from? So now we know all about life. El-Hay,
Yep.
the ancient word.
Of our ancient ancestors.
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do
Of
with
our ancient ancestors.
right. It's got
So-
nothing to do
Yeah.
with the Caucasoid alien.
That's right, because they love to lie.
This ain't got nothing to do with the lower self.
That's
These are
right.
higher self words, higher self tones, I should say.
Yeah.
Because we speak in tones as black folks. We speak in tones. We don't speak in words as we speaking in words. Now we speak in tones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we cover life and death.
We cover life and death. So now
The way of
they ought
life.
to know all about life and all about death. And we as the faithful, let us stay faithful and be faithful and be good. Good conduct. Because this is what it's all about. Morals and virtue. And we ourselves can bear witness that when we was practicing and doing bad, we seen what was outcome. It ain't good. It ain't good. The outcome ain't never good. You wind up jailed, shot, imprisonment, or dead. When you live the lower self, you can't get around it.
You can't get around it.
It's coming.
And some of them lowest self traits that we all got to be careful of is using a job for money, using money for sex, using sex as food, and using food as a way of partying.
Yeah.
And partying your life away
Partying your life
through
away.
repeating these cycles over and over, never reaching the enlightenment of the higher self.
And that's what man do from Monday to Sunday. He repeats himself by being indulgent in all that what you just said. Cause a lot of people out there, they don't have time for truth. They so wrapped up in their job. That's all they know. That's all they do. Where you going? When you go to work? How many
That's
hours?
all
you
I
work
know.
From 10 to 12 hours.
I put more time into them working in the truth.
That's where everybody to work. That's all they've been doing all their life. Working. Working for who? Working for the divine creator or working for somebody else?
I'm telling you. That bus ain't reading Ecclesiastes. It said that all is vanity.
Yep. And then everybody that work, let me remind you of this. They have a replacement waiting. So it ain't so much they love you and love your work.
Good point.
Huh? It's what you can do for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they need your ability,
Mm-hmm.
your energy. See? And if you can't get that out of you, there's someone there, what, standing next in line.
Mm-hmm.
The next one up.
Mm-hmm.
Because the show goes on.
Mm-hmm.
The circus show goes on.
Mm-hmm. The lower self is what the wisdom of Solomon was referring to as the vanity of vanities.
Mm-hmm.
The lower self is the vanity of vanities.
Mm-hmm.
The lower self is all vanity.
Yeah. And I used to wonder about that when I read that in the book of the Sons of Solomon, in the book of where Solomon was saying that vanity of vanity, all is vanity. All is vanity. So all that you getting involved with and doing.
Yeah, he's trying to enlighten us from the past to the present of what you're going to be coming into.
Yeah, that's what that is.
It's even more vanities available now than ever.
Ooh-wee.
So the lower self is enveloped, sealed and delivered
Yeah, boy.
by lower self vanities.
Mm-hmm.
The lower self also is the nature of the flesh.
Yeah.
So that is the nature that you have to fight. Is the fleshly nature.
Yep.
This is the lower self.
Mm-hmm.
The lower flesh.
Mm-hmm.
The flesh or the lower self or self has no governing philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
See, the lower self don't have a governing philosophy. They don't have higher ideals.
Mm-hmm.
They have lower ideals.
Get it. Mm-hmm.
And the lower self, it worships an alien God.
It does. It does.
Something it knows not.
Mm-hmm.
It don't know the true and living divine creator of all existence.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about the creator of creation. Not creation.
Yeah.
We talk about the creator
Yeah.
of creation.
Right on.
And this is what we rather want is not the creator.
Yeah.
What don't
The
exist.
aggravator.
Right. We want what does not exist. We want the lower self, which does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Or we want the higher self, which is existence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So as we closing on,
Yep. About that time. Yep. Next super beat the animals.
it'll be the animals. Yes, we gonna cover the life.
Dead.
Yeah,
Learning
so
all about creation. That's what we doing.
that's right. So eternal love and wisdom in the name of Allah. Wadu.